We're on East Marginal Way coming up on the Federal Center South, heading for the new Highway 99 tunnel. It'll be our first trip through the tunnel, so we're going to take you along and hope you enjoy it. It opened about 2 weeks ago, but those were 2 very snowy weeks in Seattle, and although you may not be able to tell from this video, traffic is actually quite a bit lighter than you would expect on a normal Friday afternoon. A lot of that may be attributable to the snow. It's also a school holiday, so kids are off and parents are probably taking some time with them. Heading toward the tunnel, you're already seeing evidence of it. I've passed 2 billboards that say "Tunnel for Free," a reference to the fact that it will eventually be a toll tunnel, but it's not right now. And another reader board said, "No hazardous materials allowed inside the tunnel," and Spokane Street, which we're coming up upon, is the last exit before the tunnel. So once we pass this exit, we are committed. Not that that's going to be a problem, but we'll see what we have ahead. Overhead that say 45, the tunnel is actually a variable speed zone. They will vary the speed depending on existing conditions, and rather atypically for Seattle, traffic is moving about 10 miles an hour faster than that speed limit right now. Seen the markings on the side of the tunnel that will tell pedestrians, should there be an accident, how far they have to walk in which direction to the nearest exit, which is a nice feature. It also has on the opposite wall fire zones, which will tell you where you are, so you can relate that to emergency responders if there's a need. So we are outside the tunnel, which was actually kind of anticlimactic. It reminded me of one very long Battery Street tunnel, although this tunnel is new, so it's fresh and clean. So it's a nice, pretty new tunnel. Whether it's going to have the effect on Seattle traffic that the planners had hoped remains to be seen. Taking the U-turn route off of Queen Anne, heading southbound for the southbound side of the tunnel. Getting onto Aurora Avenue that way from that position has always been a bit of a challenge, but it's even more so now because of the slush on the roadways from the snow we've had the last 2 weeks. It's about 48 degrees right now, so the snow is melting, but the slush is still pretty thick, so it's causing its own traffic hazards. As you can see, there's an exit to Denny Way in downtown coming up. So the exits on Aurora Avenue have changed as well. You're going to be more limited as to what you can do, where you can go, how you can get there. south end of the tunnel, you can see the daylight ahead. There's an exit to the left for those who are bound for CenturyLink Field or T-Mobile Park, or heading over to I-90 to head eastbound, or looking for the Washington State ferries on the waterfront. Access to the tunnel is free for the time being. It will eventually be tolled. You'll be able to pay by a good-to-go pass or pay by mail if you're inclined to take the tunnel to get you not to, but through and around downtown Seattle.